other companies that are shutting down, because they will be able to give their feedback as to what they need and why. Because I know, like, for example, like our S2 shop, with us being a soft unit, like there's certain things that they're still going to need to have until a certain day. And same thing with S3 because we're still conducting operations. So, but to answer your question, sir, if it was up to Sarn Harrison, we would have everything gone. So,
It's one of those things that's what came first, chicken or egg, because if you get rid of the truck, then how are you going to turn anything else in if you have nothing to move?
Yeah. The chickens will walk with the eggs. That's our mindset, is everyone will walk.
But also going back to some of the relationships and external support that we get and that we're privileged to being a unit within USASOC is the NTV support, because we've already somewhat started the process of getting rid of the JLTVs. They're not gone yet. They're still on our books, but movements have already started happening to take them to certain places to eventually begin that divestiture process for some of our vehicles. And I know some of the other vehicles like LMTVs have already been divested of. So us having NTV support, and when I say NTV, I'm talking non-tactical vehicles. So think of vans, box trucks, everything that looks like a civilian vehicle. It just has government tags on it. And we're super humbled and fortunate enough to be able to have the opportunity to even use those, because without that stuff, I don't know how we would be as far along as we are. Because I will say that I think we're ahead. I think we can agree on that. But that stuff has been, because you're talking 21-foot flat racks, box trucks, and it just makes life so much easier, because then we don't really have to think of it as more of like a, hey, we got to keep the trucks around until everything's gone because we need the trucks to move. We can front load rolling stock because we don't really need it. We're going to use these other vehicles to help us divest of everything else.
So, and getting more into our conversation of, surviving the nightmare of a deactivation / property turn-in, what has your experience really been like so far?
It's like, for any of you out there that have taken a melatonin to try and sleep one time and you kind of start having some crazy melatonin dreams, it's like that. That's what deactivation is like when you say nightmare. The term that I like to use is operationalizing deactivation, where your CUOPs and FUOPs from your S3, like your entire focus from supporting a battalion, even as an S4, is no longer current operations, and it's what is the most efficient and safest and moral and ethical way possible to turn in all this equipment. And so the Army gives us a goal, say, this is your E-date, it's 1 October of whenever, and says turn in all of your equipment, have all your facilities gone, have all your personnel in a PCS status or leaving at that time. And so it's up to us to make that glide path. Living this nightmare, or should I say dream as an S4, honestly, because it keeps us busy, it keeps us focused and locked in. But for these times, the most important thing is surrounding yourself with people that are good people and good workers. I'll let him, I don't want to steal all of his thunder on this, but your 92 Yankees that you have that work under you, you can train an 11 Bravo, you can train a 46 Victor, you can train a 91 Bravo to turn in property. But that 92 Yankee that's been in the supply room for 6 to 10 years is going to know a lot more about property versus someone that just got cross-trained in a hip pocket training for 2 weeks. And so surrounding yourself and your organization with the best minds and the smartest individuals that you can resource is imperative to deactivating, because what Sarn Harrison and I have been able to accomplish with the 4 or 5 92 Yankees that are under us for this entire battalion, I think is more than some of the brigades that have been trying to deactivate for going on years now on Fort Bragg and across the Army, because we have such good worker bees under us that can take something and run with it. And I think a good term to use is fire and forget weapon systems. Like, those 92 Yankees run with the guidance and they execute violently and turn in this property as fast as humanly possible. And so back to the guys, like, surround yourself with the best people and the best workers, and you'll be surprised by the progress that you're going to make for just R-Struck.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, sir. I think having really strong 92 Yankees and experienced 92 Yankees is imperative when it comes to this kind of stuff. Captain Smith mentioned the 4 or 5 92 Yankees that we've been utilizing and helping us deactivate are the ones that belong to those deactivating companies. And I would say probably the only thing that I could think of that would make it be even more productive, and this is just for future units, my recommendation would be if you are a battalion or even your entire battalion's deactivating or it's a few companies just like us, I would recommend that the 92 Yankees for the deactivating companies start to fall under for supervisory authority to the S4 shop. Meaning, like, I become their first line supervisor as the S4 NCOIC, and Captain Smith, for example, would be their senior raider if they're an NCO. So, like, I think that would make it a lot easier because then you could put all of the 92 Yankees on 1687, which would be the signature card, which is what you're going to utilize to actually conduct property divestiture. Everybody can be on the same signature cards for all 3 UICs deactivating. Example, if it is 3 UICs, maybe it's more, maybe it's less.